This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Monday, October 2nd, 2023. I'm Kate Sharon. Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology plans to use a $2.2 million grant from the Federal Economic Development Administration to relocate its Rose-Hulman Ventures program closer to campus. The project will build a new facility at the corner of State Road 46 and State Road 42 that President Robert Kuhn says will be the catalyst for a proposed innovation district known as Innovation Grove.
And so relocating to this corner brings the physically on campus, hopefully improving access and letting more students have that opportunity during the academic year.
Rose-Hulman Ventures is an engineering, consulting, and product design firm that employs full-time project engineers as well as student interns. The firm works with companies on engineering projects that focus on a variety of products, such as small devices, computer software, and others. Initial plans for the new facility call for a 25,000 square foot building, which Kuhn said could be expanded in the long term. Local and state officials representing the Lafayette region are taking steps to protect the area's water supply amid growing concerns about the Indiana Economic Development Corporation's plan to tap into a Wabash River aquifer and divert as much as 100 million gallons of water a day to a planned high-tech manufacturing district 35 miles away in Boone County. 2 state lawmakers are drafting legislation that would create a permitting process and require a deeper public review of any effort in the state to pump more than 10 million gallons per day from a community aquifer. Meanwhile, the West Lafayette City Council is poised to consider a resolution Monday night opposing the IEDC's plans. 5 Indiana-based startups have received a total of $320,000 in pre-seed and seed investments as winners of the 2023 Elevate Nexus statewide pitch competition. The event, hosted by Indianapolis-based Elevate Ventures, is designed to support high-growth businesses throughout the state. 2 companies each received a $100,000 seed investment, while the remaining 3 each received a $40,000 pre-seed investment. By virtue of being named winners, the companies have also joined Elevate's venture development portfolio. Check out who won what at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. From the #1 source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Get ready, Northeast Indiana. We're headed your way. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the 2nd annual Engage Northeast Indiana event, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. Tuesday, October 10th at the Grand Wayne Center. We'll be diving into talent, education, and other issues shaping the regional economy. You can find more at ibj.com/engage.
As Hoosiers are getting older and Indiana's long-term care system evolves to embrace the needs of a more complicated population, state officials are finalizing a potential $15 billion worth of contracts pivoting to managed care. IIB's Alex Brown has more.
By the year 2035, the number of adults over the age of 65 is expected to outnumber the number of children under 18. In Indiana, a state with a disproportionately older population, that date is likely even sooner. The vast majority of the state's current Medicaid enrollees already operate under managed care, with the exception of one key program, elderly and disabled Hoosiers dependent upon long-term care. Managed care is a model for delivering healthcare services ranging from in-home offerings to institutionalized care like nursing homes. Under such a system, one key entity manages each aspect of care for a consumer for a flat, upfront sum per person, rather than providers individually charging the state piecemeal for each service, also known as fee-for-service. In March, the agency tasked with managing the state's Medicaid program quietly recommended 4 different managed care entities for the state's program: Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Humana Healthy Horizons in Indiana, Molina Healthcare of Indiana, and United Healthcare Community Plan. The program will go live on July 1st, 2024, according to the department, and qualifying Hoosiers will choose their programs early next year. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The Indiana Department of Education on Monday announced Eric Jenkins as the 2024 Indiana Teacher of the Year. Jenkins is an English teacher at Franklin Community High School in Johnson County. Jenkins currently teaches 10th grade honors and general English language arts. He also teaches the dual-credit Advanced College Project Composition course for Indiana University. An Indiana native, Jenkins is in his 13th year of teaching and has been at Franklin since 2013. He began his teaching career at the American Christian Academy in Nigeria in 2007. He came back to the U.S. the following year to teach in Alabama. Indiana University has selected Nicholas Hammond as Associate Vice President of the IU Innovation and Commercialization Office, which provides resources and support for IU inventors and entrepreneurs taking research and innovations to market. In his new role, IU said Hammond will contribute to the commercial goal of the office, as well as grow engagement and research pursuant to the IU 2030 strategic plan. A veteran member of Evansville-based Old National Bancorp has been named president of the bank's philanthropic arm. Joe Kaiser, a 13-year team member, will now serve as president of Old National Bank Foundation. Kaiser will transition into the position from past positions as community development manager for the bank's Michigan and Northern Indiana markets. Kaiser has also held positions on the foundation's board of directors. Kevin Breingar, Indiana Chamber President and CEO, is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Kate Sharon for Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.